starting off with Tyler being our mom and telling us to silence our cell phones as if we're in a movie theater.
Silence your
Please.
cell
Keep
phone.
your
Hold
hands
your
and
applause.
arms inside the ride at all times.
For your safety, remain seated with the doors closed, keeping your hands, arms, feet, and legs inside while the tram is moving, and supervise your children. Thank you.
Damn it.
Para su seguridad.
Welcome to Chatterpod, where ideas take flight. Join us as we explore thought-provoking discussions, inspiring growth, and celebrating the power of ideas.
All right. Welcome back to Chatterpod, everyone. I'm Jeremy.
Let's go.
I'm Jeffrey.
I'm
How many?
Tyler.
I'm Grant. You can finally hear me.
Finally,
New
and I'm
headset,
Manny.
finally, yeah.
And he's got a toothpick. It looks like an Italian moth
Yeah,
boss.
he's been toothpicking it
Mob
all day.
boss.
You didn't see it, but he stuck his toothpick right up his nose too. So that
He
was
did that
perfect.
last
Really?
episode too.
He really did. He really
Yeah.
did.
No, dude.
See, now
Alex,
you
You're
fucked
That
it
was
up.
everyone's
anymore.
week.
You'll
Okay. All right, anyone got a would you rather for us?
Mm.
Hmm.
Should we
Wait,
start
would
that
you
off?
rather? Oh yeah, I got you guys. Would you rather be able to see anyone in the past historically, or would you specifically be able to go back and only see Jesus Christ?
Well, we know
Ooh.
Tyler's option there.
I know Tyler's option.
Tyler's
Because
Jesus
So
Christ,
The only
I'm gonna
reason
go
why
with. Oh,
our Lord and Savior.
the only reason why is because you want to know how you can get to the promised land. That's why.
So, wait, what was the first option?
So you could pick one person in past historical context and meet, or you can go and see Jesus Christ. If you could choose someone historically that you learned about in history,
Okay.
or
See, I think I'd choose the first one, and I would.
you can choose Hitler.
Ooh. Am I allowed to like alter shit?
Um,
Like, am I going back in time, or am I just meeting them?
so
Like,
you can.
am I bringing them to me to talk to them for like the day, or am I like going back?
No,
to
you're
them?
going back to them. You're going to go back to them. You're going to be able to talk to them with your current knowledge and adaptation.
What can I do in this scenario here?
I think I'll allow that to be up to you.
Really?
Wait, hold on. I'm
Yes.
sorry,
Okay, I
guys.
have
No,
an
let's
answer.
let Jeremy go into the story.
All right. If I can do anything while I'm talking to them, do I have like access to like internet and shit?
I will give you a phone.
A phone that works
A phone that works
with my current apps on it.
with your current apps on it. Sure.
Oh shit! I'm choosing anyone from 2008, and I'm investing in Bitcoin.
Oh my god, of course you would. All right, I'd probably go with Sigmund Freud.
Billionaire, bro.
Okay, cool. I go with Sigmund Freud because he's technically the low-key father of psychology, and I would love to just pick his brain and figure out how he could help me be a better person today,
Oh,
so that I could learn and adapt.
okay, but a real answer, I'd go and meet Alexander the Great.
Who's
Ooh.
that?
Alexander the Great?
Explain, please.
The
Educate.
man who conquered like all of
Asia,
Europe and
all
Asia.
of Europe,
Yeah,
half of
like
Africa.
One of the
King
few men in the world to conquer
Alexander?
almost the whole world.
I'd
Yeah,
say
bro.
the most famous person in history.
Other
Yeah,
than
alright.
He conquered almost all of the Eastern Hemisphere.
More people knew about Alexander the Great than Jesus Christ.
Yeah, I'd second that. I think more people know about Alexander the Great than Jesus Christ.
Jeez. Yikes. That's not good.
He makes
So,
Genghis Khan look like a chump. Except he was
He
way
really
nicer.
does. Yeah.
Continuing on.
Can I give my answer for
Go,
this?
go, go, go.
Yeah, do it.
So I would like to go into the years when Egypt was invaded by Europeans. Yeah. Around that time is like around that time is like this. Not necessarily. I mean, mainly the Egyptians and people around that area, because in history, you know, the Greeks and Romans, they were curious of, oh, where did you learn this and that? And it was learned from the Egyptians.
Yeah, they were clever.
And they went and they went to Egypt, see how it was, and that's when the slavery everything
That's why there's
started,
space
basically.
stations in Egyptian pyramids.
And maybe I might see how the pyramids were built.
Yeah, I'm hoping it's just one big teleporter like Stargate.
Dude, Stargate's
Oh,
so
you had to
good.
bring that up.
Good. It's good.
Grant and I've been watching it, the newest seasons.
Bro, he's got me so hooked. I can't even play the game. I
guys.
have to
What
watch
you
it.
guys doing? Come on, next person.
Manny, what about you?
I would want to go into the past and honestly meet King Arthur.
King Arthur?
Oh.
Okay, cool.
Yes, because believe it or not, before politics, governments, and all the other known powers through this day and age, back then times were much simpler. If you gotten into a disagreement, you'd honestly fight for your life, or at least dispute in some other manner. And King Arthur, I believe, with the Knights of the Round Table, I believe he enforced that kind of thought, and as well as the conquering of Camelot, and as well as all that, I would want to meet King Arthur.
Well, yeah, I think he's like
I feel like he wants to meet Merlin more than he wants to meet King Arthur.
I feel like King Arthur though is the epitome of like honor and integrity.
Yeah.
I would agree. Yeah, that makes sense.
What cowboys were after that? Because
cowboys are not honorable or
but it was all but
Dude,
but it's about like
one of the most unlawful characters you can talk about are cowboys.
What you mean? So it's
just kill people.
Have you guys not seen like the Hateful Eight?
That is not historical, bro.
What? So you're telling me you guys are not giving Quentin Tarantino his flowers? That man does so much work, and he has them speaking the language.
I give Quentin Tarantino a thumbs up because he makes good movies, especially The Hateful Eight. But that is
great
a complete
movies.
That is a complete 180 of how cowboys used to be back in the day. They had no honor. If they killed for coin, they did it nonstop.
But it's said throughout the whole movie, everything. Bounty, this and that. Oh, yeah, I've seen it. Okay. I see what you mean. I see what you mean. So we can't even go to like Django because that's still like cowboy.
We can go there. You know? I'm just saying.
You see how Django was? Okay.
Yes, that is entirely different, but yes, I get your point.
Tyler, and then your answer. Stop messing with your lights, bro.
Yeesh. I was just gonna say, Grant, is there something you want to tell us about that's going on over there?
It's a possession.
It's my computer. That's all you gotta know.
I was gonna say, is there a rave going on inside your 1,200 square foot apartment? Well, that sounds like something else, buddy. But you know.
All right, Tyler. What's your you're going to Jesus? All right, so he's going to see Jesus. He wants that juicy.
So I've known Jeremy since 2013. He's been my best friend for almost 11, 12 years now.
10 years now, bro.
He's literally my blood brother.
Before 2013, bro.
2012.
Yes.
Sorry.
You guys mix your blood?
Yeah, actually.
We cut each other.
Every other full moon, we swap all of our fluids.
That's fascinating.
Right. Grant, we met Grant through Call
of Duty.
Call of Duty.
Yeah, we were dogging on him. And he had a good.
I think I was getting molested.
Yeah, he had a good attitude about it. So we're like, hey, you want to join us? Because he was funny. And and then we fell in love. Next thing you know, we got 5 kids together.
And then we went on a trip together. It was the best time ever. We'll get into that later in this episode. We can talk more about that. But yeah, this is. We all gave our answers. Jeremy, may I move us into the first segment?
Go ahead, baby cakes.
All right, gentlemen. So tonight we're going to talk about gambling experiences. I personally haven't had any bad gambling experiences. Well, lose money, that's a bad gambling experience. Either way, one way or another, it's bad. I've seen, so one funny thing. I saw this guy, right? He's got to be at least 2 years younger than I am. This was like a year ago. I was sitting in a casino in Shakopee where close, Jeremy, you know what I'm talking about. Mistake Lake is what I call
The
it.
viewers don't,
Mystic
so
Lake.
try to explain
So,
it.
So
yeah,
it's-
so Mystic
it's-
Lake's
Yeah.
a casino near Minneapolis, Minnesota.
Yep.
So,
Talking to.
Right. Yep. Sorry. So basically, this guy's sitting at this roulette table,
roulette.
and he's putting down like thousands, like every bet. He's winning every single time. I think I watched this guy just go from like $1,000 to like $12,000 in like a heartbeat. I was like, oh my gosh, what is going on? And then I'm watching Cody just lose everything on every single bet. The other kid is just, yes, let's go, awesome. And he's like, shit.
Did the kid end up losing it all?
I don't think so. No, I think he,
Bummer.
because yeah, that
Good
guy
for him.
was. Yeah,
Remember, guys,
that man was winning big.
The house always wins in the end.
Yeah, it does 100%.
Play long enough, they'll get you.
Jeremy, you've mentioned casinos before.
Yeah, so I've been
You're
a few
smart.
times. A fun challenge I like to do with the casino. Because if I bring my own money and my own wallet into the casino,
Game over.
I'll spend way too much money, and I have low self-control and stuff like that. So what I'll do is I'll just grab my ID. I'll walk in. I'll leave my wallet in the car. And I'll ask someone. I'll go up to random people, ask them $20. How about $5? And then I say, so if they do give me $5, I say, okay, no matter what, at the end of the night, I'm gonna give you your $5. I'm gonna give you your $5 back, and then another 5. All right. So if I win or lose, you're gonna double your money off me. So I mean, it's no risk to me, really. I mean, it's $20. I mean, usually at most that I'll end up losing. But I mean, one time I went in, got $5 from someone, and I walked out with like $300. It was nice. I try not to gamble too much, just because I will spend too much money.
So that's why you don't want to go to Vegas.
Yeah, that's why I don't go to Vegas, because I will.
It would be hilarious to watch you bet on craps. You just sitting
losing
there.
thousands of dollars is so funny.
I mean, when it's not you, yes. No,
I've had pretty good.
Jamie will live the hangover life.
Yeah, I've had pretty good luck at casinos. My game of choice is blackjack.
Yeah, that's a good one.
I'm
Cousins are
pretty good
card
at it.
counters.
Cousins are card counters. That
Yep.
can get bad if you're not.
Oh, he's smart.
Fighting it.
He got I think he got like a 36 on his ACT and offered a job with NASA, and he turned it down.
There's a book on counting how to count cards.
Yeah, you ever watch Rain Man?
Yeah.
Whoa!
That's
No,
fucking
whoa,
Rain Man.
whoa, Tyler, shut the fuck up. All right, give me a second. So 36 on the ACT, and NASA offered you a job, and you just said no?
Yeah, my cousin said no.
Oh, Tyler's cousin?
Yeah.
Oh, this is Jeremy. I was about to
got a 35.
literally. Whatever. Okay, that's still fucking amazing. Grass is one away from the high, like, that's the max
Yeah,
score.
my mom.
Grant was about to
teased-
flip shit, bro.
My mom teased me about it because she got a 36 on her ACT.
Yeah, I'm about to pull my hand through this monitor and choke the shit out of you.
Oh, this man was about to flip shit, bro.
He's about to turn around and just throw the chair into the fridge. Just stupid shark.
Where'd
Yeah,
my
my mom likes to
toothpick go?
tease
It's
me
on my
about
knee.
her perfect
Oh,
ACT
boy.
On my
score.
knee.
I retook it twice.
You know
trying
my
to get a trying to get a perfect score.
You want to know what my SAT score was?
What? You guys?
Not very good.
1,080.
He just got 500 just for putting his name in. That's all he did.
And this man's putting toothpicks in his nose.
My SAT score was a 1386,
Hey,
and that
It
was
looked
when
like-
it was out of the what's the higher score now?
that's 16.
It's so they brought it down. It was out of 1900 or 1800.
We don't do SATs in our school in Midwest because they do ACT scores.
Okay. Now I had
don't
to
know why.
SAT top score is 1600.
Now it is. When I was taking it, you have to go back to 2000 and
You get 400 just for taking the test.
Like 2013.
yeah, 2013 somewhere around there. It was out of 1800 or 1900 at the higher end. Because if it was out of that 1600, yeah, I'm considered I'm smart as shit. But no, I took it when it was much higher.
The average is.
Isn't it?
The average is
Can't really say
1068.
he's smart as shit because SATs is just IQ test basically.
Well,
Isn't
it's testing your test taking abilities. That's all it
Yeah.
comes down to. This is testing the human's potential to test take.
Yeah,
isn't it just in itself a gamble just to take the SCT or the ACT in general?
I mean, I guess I mean, yeah, I guess in a sense, anything like that you do, I think is a gamble in a sense because again, at the end of the day, they have a fixed quote on where they see, right? We're all just a bunch of numbers, and they want to find out who's the outliers and such, so that they can move on with that data.
Yeah, and then the better your test, and the more money they'll make.
Yep.
That's why they teach us throughout the 12 years we're in school how to
Yep.
take
SAT
tests.
prep and everything. Yep.
But they don't teach us how to do taxes. They don't teach us anything like that.
Because that doesn't make
Why?
money.
Why? Yeah. Why
That
would
doesn't
they
make the
teach
school
you how to be
money.
self-sufficient?
That doesn't make the government money.
Yep. It doesn't support them. It doesn't help them.
They'll
doesn't
tell you how to
get-
write a check.
Exactly. It doesn't help them.
They'll tell you how to write a check. That's about it.
Teach your kids how to do your taxes. Teach your kids money management. Teach your kids
How to write letters.
security.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah,
What to write on an
absolutely.
envelope.
I love how
anything
the
like that.
segment's about gambling and now we're going into about managing money.
We're gambling. We're
We should've
gambling
started-
the
we
segment,
We
boys.
should have
Okay,
started off
anyone-
with microeconomics
any-
at this point.
Anyone ever? Yeah, we're almost there.
Yeah.
Oh Lord.
Anyone ever
Anyway.
do any like the gambling games?
I'll just say I
Play a
have
bunch of
I
those.
stay away from gambling because I do know it can cause a very bad addiction.
Yeah.
I
So
play
I
a bunch
just
of them.
stay away from it, honestly.
What's
But
those
if we
ones
were
like
to,
the
like-
fucking NFL draft, dudes?
But if we were to,
FanDuel
like,
Sports.
You know, hang around,
NFL,
be
yeah.
at a do something and be like, yo, let's just play some friendly poker or something. I'll play some poker.
Tyler
Poker,
likes,
I prefer. I
I
prefer
like-
poker.
and I have way more fun gambling, like playing poker and stuff like that with my friends.
Yeah.
People I know, than going to a casino.
We started to get in blackjack in high school, and I was
Casino
like,
in this economy?
no,
Hell
no way.
Hell no.
But funny that you mentioned sports betting, Grant, because sports betting is not legal in our state. Like,
Really?
no, it's not. You have to go to
That's-
Iowa to go
that's
sports
crazy.
gambling.
What?
Well, I
They
mean, you can
just made
download an
sport
app and
gambling
you-
legal
Well,
like 2
so
years
you
ago
can-
here.
Yeah, you can online sports bet, but it's not gonna if it's gonna trace it back to where it came from, and they're gonna go.
Well, I have a friend who gambles on, I don't remember what app it is, but it's a sports gambling app.
FanDuel, yeah.
FanDuel,
I-
and
I'm not-
he makes money
yeah.
all the time on it.
I've done that before. You can do that. It's certain things though that you can't do. But sports
Sure, it's a
betting
workaround,
in is huge, and people are making a huge push for it to be legalized, which I think it should be. I don't see a problem with it. If you can legalize specific usage of things,
Well,
then you can legalize
I think the reasoning
betting.
for limiting gambling.
Wait, why'd you say
is-
specific use of things?
because I thought, well, we're not family show. If you can I talk? Yeah. If you can legalize weed, you can legalize sports betting. Like,
Wait, but what's wrong with weed?
Yeah, because I was gonna
that's
say
what he's saying.
because
That's what he's saying. Nothing's wrong with weed. Nothing's wrong with sports gambling. That's what he's saying.
Hey,
I was
He's saying
gonna
I was gonna
say
say
because
weed.
you said that, not me.
I was gonna say
Um,
because in beginning time, like betting was off horses and like cards.
Bro,
That was
people
it.
have been
I think
gambling
it
on
was the
things
sport
forever.
of men.
That was it.
Forever, people have been gambling. Like people used to
Yeah.
gamble. Like
It's
used to
historic.
be able to take. So like, I'm sorry. Let me collect my thoughts before I speak out of my ass.
Good
Back
job,
in the
bro, good
olden
job.
days,
I
during
was
medieval
doing the freaking
times,
Naruto thing.
you could
Is that how Naruto rides skateboards?
that was loud. You could go at a kingdom, right? If you're about to go into a battle,
dude.
right? You could gamble on yourself on whether you'd make it back or not. Or you could gamble on other people whether they'd make it back or not
Alright,
during these
understand.
battles. So people would
Grant,
make
what the
money
fuck are
playing
you
them.
doing?
Stop, yo, let Jeremy talk. What the fuck, bro?
Yeah, you used to be able to gamble on.
But you're
on
not
people-
giving him the attention.
Ooh,
What are you doing?
And then you could gamble on the gladiator pits. You could do that shit,
What's that?
like Rome, like the Colosseum.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
betting during those brutal
okay,
battles.
okay,
yeah.
yeah. Okay.
I see what you're saying.
Okay.
Hold on, if
That's correct.
the gladiator pits came back, would you guys watch?
No, I'd
No.
participate. I'd be in it. I'd be in it.
I would not.
I'd be in
No.
it.
You would watch?
You'd be-
I
I'm
don't
not
think I could-
watching.
I don't think I could
my stomach
resist.
couldn't take it. No, I couldn't take it.
I'd be in
The way
it.
I see it, you have to be sick in the head to watch or participate
No,
in
no,
it because
Not talking about slaves here. We're
it's-
talking about people volunteering to
I
fight.
didn't say slave. I didn't say slave. I said you have to be
I
sick
volunteer
in
to
the
slave.
head.
I mean, I'd volunteer to fight.
I volunteer
It's
to
very
trivia.
gruesome.
Well,
It's
yeah,
very
it's gruesome.
gruesome. I
I've seen
I
worse.
cannot see that, bro.
I grew up during live leaks. The shit I've seen. I'm sure with a lot of us. Nothing, we've all seen crazy stuff on the internet.
Yeah, we have.
I
We've
think
lived
Tyler's probably the
through
most
the.
sheltered of us.
Yeah,
Don't you dare, Jeremy. Okay, God is very good.
greatly to be praised.
It's very
What
good.
does that have to do with anything? I'm saying he's sheltered.
Yeah, there's
In
nothing wrong with
Spanish, people say Dios es bueno todo el tiempo. Todo el tiempo, Dios es
All the
bueno.
time. Yep, all the time is good.
God is good all the time.
Okay, so we wanted to talk about traveling here a little bit too. What are some great trips that like you guys have been on that you will probably remember for forever?
So
I've got
I went to,
one.
I got
Let's,
two
let's
trips.
let Manny and
let's
Jeffrey
say.
speak here first.
Yeah,
that. Yeah, so Manny go first,
I
then
got-
you go Jeffrey.
Yeah, I got 2 trips. Go ahead, Manny.
Well, I mean, I've only gotten one good trip, but other than that, that was pretty much heading up to Mexico. Other than that, that was it. All
Up
the other
to
trips
Mexico?
were complete. Yeah.
You went road trip or plane?
Well, I mean, I road trip to road trip to Florida, but to Miami, but Mexico, I went on a plane.
Oh, okay. I was gonna ask how was it passing through cartel stuff, you know?
Hell no,
Be-
bro. I would never.
I
You
do
see
know-
the
I
you see
do
the
know-
homemade 50 calibers this guy's got?
Yes, I've seen.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, I seen that. The
I-
pistol, the 50 cal pistol.
Like
I
the
fear
the
for my life
homemade
every time.
like anti-tank guns that they made.
Yes,
Oh yeah. Okay, I know what you're
Like
talking
they had
about.
like
Okay.
pipes and shit, and
yes, they do. Yes, yes.
It's wild.
I've seen. I've
they're
seen
pretty
bits
much the
and clips
government at
of
this
that.
point.
Yes, that's true. But like the Mexican government, they're more like, oh, you can take action into your own hands. That's why you see riot cops almost on every street of almost every city.
Gotcha.
Didn't
I
matter.
That's scary.
haven't been.
Well, it didn't matter if it was in Mexico City or if it was in the small towns either. You'd see riot cops all over.
Cool.
You
Well,
know?
not cool.
For my drink.
Well, I understand what you mean, but yes, that was the case.
Yeah.
That was scary.
All right, Jeffrey. What about you? Good trip you've been on.
So I've been to Dominican Republic back when I was about 14 years old. And I was out there for like a month and a half. So there was a time where I wanted to go see my mother's side of the family because every time I would go, it would be with my dad's side of the family. You know, he paid for the flight, everything like that. So, you know, it's only fair. I can't
Right.
complain. So I wanted to go see my mom's side of the family, and we end up staying at my aunt's house. Me and my little brother, after a week there, she didn't want us there anymore. This woman was every single day cleaning something that doesn't need to be cleaned, saying we don't do anything. She's a complaining this and that, and kicked us out. Basically, she wanted us to go back from where we were at originally.
She was like,
That was
You messy.
it was
Get
funny,
out.
bro. It was funny, man. It was funny.
"Sucio, afuera, afuera."
But it's we're on vacation. Why we gotta clean and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And then the other trip I had, I went to Florida for my birthday 2 years ago, I believe 2 or 3 years. 3 years ago. 3 years ago for my birthday, and that was the first time I ever went to Miami. I loved it. The one thing I hated though is you can't wear shorts at clubs. They don't let you go in with shorts.
Damn.
Wait, whoa,
Yeah.
whoa. Okay.
So yeah,
What?
so that was the worst experience out of the whole thing. We took an Uber from the hotel. It was like $40 for the Uber to get to the club area where all the clubs are at. And when we're in line and we go into the door, the bouncer's like, "Oh, you can't go in with shorts." What do you mean? If I'm able to go in shorts, you'd have to spend like over $10,000. They would say each club had their own different, number, but
Yeah. So I had a
around
friend
it
that
was
had
like
happened too.
8,000, something like that, whatever.
I had a
And
friend
then
that
so
happened
the
too. He just bought pants off one of the people in line.
Wait.
And
So you
then
had
it
to
was
wear a
like,
certain
yo,
type of shorts, or is it like a no
no,
shirt, no shoes, no shirt, no shorts?
no,
kinda
nah,
shorts?
you had to wear long pants in there. You couldn't be in there with shorts at all. No
So I could
shorts
pull
were
up with
allowed.
like a 42 length with a 32 waist, because I sit between like a 32 and 34 waist, but that's not my length, and I could just like drag my shits around.
Yeah, as long as it's
He's a
long
lean,
jeans.
lanky boy.
As long as it's long jeans, basically. But yeah, they
Okay.
didn't let us in. And then the Uber back was like another $40. I'm like, yo, fuck
What
this
the
shit.
fuck,
We go.
bro?
I was like, yo, that was the worst experience ever
Yeah,
horrible.
because
damn.
when I go back to go change, and then we go see how much. Now the Uber just went up to
Late
$60.
nights,
I'm
yeah.
like, yo, bro, what the fuck? And that ruined that night completely, bro. I'm just like, yeah,
Yeah,
I don't even want to go back to the club. F the club, man.
That's when you go to the hotel bar and
My
you
question.
have fun there.
And then I went to the hotel bar. Literally, I went to the hotel bar and I was just there drinking my life away.
What's the problem today, sir? Don't leave me
Oh,
at the bar,
man.
man.
Wait, let's have
So
a
my
speak.
question is the reason for that because of safety, or is so
I
that you
feel like
can't-
it is.
It's
I
a
feel
bit.
like
It's a
it
bit
is
of
because
dress code. They want people to look nice,
and it's a dress code. Yeah, it
and
has to be
then
dress
there's
code as
liability on
well.
top of it. You know.
But it makes no sense because while I'm there walking down the street, clubs right next to each other, across the street from each other. There's so many people there that the air in there was already hot.
Well, it's
The
Yeah,
air.
there is-
when you are a club owner and you people come in, you want them to have a good impression of your building, right? So if people are wearing shorts,
After this, I got a
athletic
travel
shorts,
story.
whatever, then they would be like, okay, well, it just doesn't give as good of an impression as people in pants, and it's just maybe it's a little old timey, but it's kind of how it is.
Oh, and I bought these Adidas over there in Florida. This and another pair of NMDs that I have. I bought them while I was in Miami.
All right, Grant, give us
So
give us
these
your bit. Your
3-year-old shoes.
Grant, do not steal my story. If you do, I will literally cut you.
I'll choke you the
Your
fuck out too.
story, Tyler.
Yeah.
Your
Well,
story?
But I'm not you, bro. How am I supposed to know what your story is?
No, he's talking about the one
Lightsabers.
we were all three of us. We'll
Sabers.
get it at the end of this.
Oh,
part.
okay. Nah, dude. Mine was when I was really young, like cause my parents stopped taking my brother and I to Italy to visit our family. So I think this was like one of the second to last times I got to visit Italy. And it was I think in 2007 or 2008. It was during the Olympics, and because my cousin Sergio was in the Olympics, or my cousin, yeah, my cousin. So one of my cousins went to the Olympics. So I thought that was so cool, and he had such a nice ring. He had such a nice apartment. He had like a really nice apartment or like set up in the area because my family in Italy is in Asiago, up in the mountains. So you don't have much. It's just a lot of land.
Lots of lamb.
It's so beautiful though. It's absolutely beautiful. I think some of the most peaceful and tranquil like images and things you'll get to experience ever. Italy is gorgeous.
Yes,
I love it.
where half the Carthaginian army died.
Yeah, let's just push
Ish.
this aside.
Wow, putting blood on everything, aren't you?
No, it's talking about ancient Rome times.
Yeah, it's fine.
It's been long enough. I can joke about it.
Yeah, my grandfather and my uncle in Italy were in the Italian War, and they were showing me like bullet casings and like bomb shells, stuff like that. I thought that was awesome. But that wasn't the part of the story that I want to talk about. I don't think it was the 2008 time, but there's two good ones. One, when I was in the area, so we have it's like a townhome complex basically, and then a couple houses around, and then like a farm, and then like a bench and maybe a swing, because there's a lot of kids there. So I have a lot of cousins. And there was a bush with a tree, that stretched out past the mountain top, and there was like a noise I heard, and I was really little, and it was a poison ivy bush, and like Cole and I are like really allergic to poison ivy, or we were at the time, and I heard a bird like in pain, and I realized the bird was in the bush, and I went into the bush. I had to. I just had to. So I walked into the bush not knowing it was poison ivy at all, and I took my hat off and I put the birdie in it, and I walked out. And I'm like trying to find my Lolly. I'm like, Mommy, I got the birdie. Mommy, I got the birdie. And she's like, wait. I'm like, what? She's like, I'm like fucking like rashed and red and like swollen in like my legs and shit. She's like, you good? I'm like, yeah, I got the birdie. It was very
Damn,
great, and I'll
bro.
never forget that.
Anyone else allergic to poison ivy?
So it's almost everyone's gonna be allergic to it at first.
Yeah.
No.
Your body will build tolerances to it. You've had it. If
No.
you're not allergic now,
No. I'm not allergic at all from it. At all.
Have you even made
if you're
contact
not
with
allergic
it?
to it now,
Yes.
at one point you had
Yeah.
to have gotten it, and your body built up an immunity.
My body has
It's
not
not an inherited.
caught it once.
It's not an inherited
From
feature. Or
no, it's not.
genetic.
I'm able to go even
Don't
when
be
I
Well,
was
smart. You're
about
not
like
yeah,
gonna win
you
this
can
battle.
now.
Just you might as well end it.
yeah, no,
Jeffrey,
I'm
I'm
Might as
just
well
tell-
end it, buddy.
Jeffrey, I'm just telling
yo,
you
I'm
this.
telling you, bro. I'm
At
telling
one
you.
point, you got it maybe on a tip of your finger, a tiny little bit, and your body built the tolerance. It is
Nah,
impossible for your
bro. I'm
body.
telling you.
He's right. He's right, bro. No, he's right.
Okay,
Just
all
do it.
right,
He's
all right,
right,
all
bro.
right, all right, gentlemen.
But
Search
you
it on
built
the
up a tolerance,
internet
and you
and
can't
show
get it
our
anymore. I
viewers.
can't get it anymore either.
You guys want to see my dad bod?
Gentlemen, search it on the internet. Show our viewers to
Yeah, do something like
end
that.
the
I'm
debate
putting a
here,
pin on these
okay?
two right now. Hey, resident therapist here, putting a pin. Putting a pin.
Stick a pin in it, Doc.
Because I've done landscaping. The first time I ever landscaped, I was 15 years old. But
Landscaping?
my first time ever getting into contact with poison ivy, I was about 12 years old.
Yeah, as you remember.
Hold it.
Yeah, as you recall.
And
Oh,
nothing
there's a
happened.
spider web.
Yeah,
Nothing
you're good.
happened.
The
Now I was
bottom, the bottom
landscaping.
line is there is no way for someone to be born completely immune to the effects of poison ivy.
Got you. Internet never loses.
It's okay. No, it could again. He could have been one.
It's a general standpoint. That is a general standpoint. Remember, the exception does not make the rule.
That's true. All right, that's true.
All
Fair
right,
enough.
That's the only person.
Go
Stick a pin
You're
in
the
it.
only person on the
Go
planet
team.
who is born immune to poison ivy.
Stick a pin in it, gentlemen. Let's go back to traveling, shall we? All right.
Who's next? Who's
so-
next?
I got the
Where we
second
going?
story if we want to change it.
Well,
Grant, go ahead and finish your thing. I'll let you go.
All right, Zio Ugal, dude. Does anybody have someone in their family named Zio Ugal? Ugo? I'm saying it wrong and it's bad.
Oh, Ugo.
Zio Ugo, yeah.
Yeah, like juice, but with an H.
Yeah. Okay, yeah,
Spanish.
sure.
Okay.
Okay.
No, yeah, because in Spanish, Ugo, Jugo, and you just switched
okay,
to
got it.
Ugo, yeah, like juice.
And so he had metal pipes. He taught us how to like shoot like cherry peas or pits. And so Cole and I were like shooting them at each other. And like at one point I went to go like blow and I was like
Oh, he swallowed it. Choking
and I
on
was
it.
out,
Oh my
bro.
gosh.
I was out.
the classic blow dart bit from every movie ever.
It was swag. I was like, I lined up against my brother. I'm like, this is it, bro. I'm gonna win this one. I was like, fuck.
All right, before we get to our story with the three of us, I'm gonna tell a camping trip here. So I very much love backpacking, camping, and all that stuff. Back in 2016, me and some friends went up north to Canada for a
I know
canoeing
this
trip.
story.
So in the Temagami Rivers, like way north, it's probably about 5 hours north of the border of northern Michigan.
Boundary Waters?
No.
Oh, no, sorry.
So
Never mind.
northern Michigan, you drive about 5 hours up, and then you get to the Temagami Rivers.
Your boy.
And it was a long trip.
What's the third one?
Oh my gosh, hold on. Sorry. It was a long trip, and we had all our stuff with us because we weren't anywhere close to civilization. Canoeing every day, 10, 15 hours a day, depending on how long we had to go. And I saw some of the most beautiful sights ever.
Wait, Masri hiking.
So we were canoeing, and it's like 89-mile canoe trip. So it's pretty good.
It's tough.
Tough, bro.
Yeah, so a lot of fun. The first campsite we got to was like a group of islands in this middle of this big lake. It's really, really large lake. So the river mouth opened up into the lake, and then there's all these islands, and we had to pick where we wanted to camp. So we chose this one island with some good tree coverage, a little higher off the water than the rest of them. And we're setting up camp. It's my turn. I'm the first cook the trip. We're making these pita pizzas.
Oh, I think I've heard this too.
Which are pizza bread, or pita bread, right? The circles.
Pita bread, yeah.
And then you got the pizza sauce. So you
Costco sells that.
You throw it down on the pita bread on the pan.
They do.
Throw some sauce on it, and then some of the cheese, and you pour a little water on the side to melt the cheese. But we got to this campsite a little late. We were kind of lazy with our paddling that day. So it was already sun was setting. It was dark, and as I was cooking, the sun's already down. and I'm trying to keep these mosquitoes off of me. So northern Canada's got these massive skeeters.
Yeah, they're disgusting.
Huge. I'm like
Skeeters?
skeeters,
said
mosquitoes.
Mosquitoes.
I'm swiping my hand through the air, and like you can feel the mosquitoes pushing back. That's how many there were.
Oh,
Right? It was like
is that slang? Skeeters?
yeah,
Guys?
Skeeters.
Yeah.
Okay. Skeeters.
So I'm pushing these mosquitoes. Like I can feel resistance as I'm cooking. I'm sure our pita pizzas had some extra protein in them that night.
oh.
Just because there's so many, man. It was like a cloud of mosquitoes.
Wait. So you got that extra topping? on the side?
Got the extra protein. Yeah. Free of charge.
No.
Yeah, free of charge.
But yeah, so
Yo, did you like go take a bite? It was like, oh.
I don't know. We ate it so quick because we wanted to get in our tent.
Okay.
So you try not to eat in your tents because animals.
Right.
Coming for you.
But so it took a nice little aqua dump before I went to bed.
Aqua dump.
Well, we were on an island.
Oh, so you went and shit in the lake?
So there's a small island. So I'd say the campsite we were on was
Are you
probably
sure you were on Jeff's island?
Jeff's
This
Island.
man was taking his shit in the lake.
It was probably 50 feet by 50 feet. It was pretty small.
You weren't on Epstein's island?
And then we woke up. We woke up, and then we saw this massive turtle, tortoise.
Oh.
It had spikes on its back, so we named it
that's
Godzilla.
hot.
And
Did it try to chomp at you?
Land
but
turtle? Land turtle?
I think it was. I don't know. It was swimming in the water. But we didn't get. I didn't get a good look at its feet, so I don't know. But my friend Connor saw it while he was peeing into the water. Yeah. And then so that was that night. That was that day. And we get going. We're paddling. And then this is the best. This night is the best sleep I ever had. Right. So
Because you ate the mosquitoes. Good protein.
good protein. Yeah. We get to this next campsite, and it is right next to a waterfall. Right. So you have
Brokeback Mountain?
Ooh.
you have the waterfall, right? And then right here on the top is the campsite. And because of all the moisture that gets put into the air from the waterfall, the land on either side of the waterfall had like thick moss, right? Just probably about a foot of moss. So we go to set our tents up. We lay down, take a little nap before dinner or anything, because it was just we were so exhausted from that day, because we learned our lesson the night before. We didn't want to get to our campsite late, and it was the best sleep ever. The best mattress ever was a foot thick of moss, and we were so exhausted, so we conked out. I don't remember what we had for dinner that day, but then the next morning we shot the waterfall a few times. So you take out everything out of the canoe, all your packs, and you paddle down and you jump off the edge of the waterfall, land at the bottom, and then you portage it back up, you jump off, portage it back up. I have a really cool picture of us sitting at the second part of the waterfall, because there's a big drop, and there was another smaller one. We climbed up it, and we took a nice picture. Then this next night was probably one of the harder paddling days. There was a huge headwind the entire time, and we had to cross this really large lake, so there's no wind coverage. So we just finished portaging, and then so we're tired from carrying stuff.
What are you doing? You leave me on the ground?
Go ahead, I'm listening to you, bro.
We're tired from portaging stuff. I got it. So our arms are tired, and then we're paddling, and we get around this little bend of the lake, and this gust of wind just hits us. We're paddling for a while, and we're not making any progress. Right? There's nothing we can do, so we pull off to the side, take a look at the maps, look for another campsite that we can get to a little easier, and we find one. We called it Florida, because the way it looked on the map, it looked kind of like Florida. We climb up, so it had this little cliff face on the side. We pull our canoes up to the land as much as we could. We go up top, and it had this amazing view of the sunset. And there was chopped wood. Someone had chopped some wood at some point, and then left a bunch of chopped wood that they didn't use. So we had
That's pretty
perfect
good.
kindling, perfect everything, and
Yeah.
it was really nice. We had a beautiful fire that day. And then we were cliff jumping into the water. It was pretty nice. And there was a lot of regular days. Nothing too special.
Just to let you
few
guys know what I'm
times-
doing.
A few times we got some really cool rapids. One of my friends, the two in another canoe, were paddling down this river, and so sometimes the way water eats at rock face is uneven, right? So
Were
there's
you
this
kayaking?
rapid. We're canoeing, so there's 2 people in
Canoeing.
each canoe. There's 6 of us, so 3 canoes.
Did you fish?
No, we didn't fish. We just brought our stuff. But we're going down the river, the rapid. So usually you scout first, right? So if you know a big rapids there, you scout it to avoid any big hazards. And this one looked pretty calm. Maybe a level 3 rapid, nothing too bad. And I think it was Connor and Leland were going down it first.
Sweet dudes.
Something
Sweet dudes.
Something we didn't see because he couldn't. The water had eaten so you have the river, right? It's bending a little bit, and there's a cliff face here, right?
Yeah.
And the water had eaten away at it, and you couldn't see that it had eaten like a little ledge. So the water was flowing. Flowing under this this rock face, but we couldn't see it. It looked like it was going around it. So they're paddling, and then they start getting sucked to the side. So what you got to do is you got to cross draw and just pull and pull and pull. Their canoe hits the side of it and starts going like this as they're cross drawing. It starts getting sucked down, and they end up having enough forward momentum and pulling hard enough that they get past it. And we have these really great photos of them celebrating that they're not dead at the bottom.
You're done?
And so there's something we call a sleeper is a rock that's hidden under the water, not making any ripples, so you can't tell it's there. At the very bottom of the rapids, there's a sleeper rock, and they're celebrating the fact that they didn't die. And one of our friends down there with the DSLR camera taking pictures, and they have their canoe, like their paddles in their hands, up above their heads, like shouting and hollering and hooting. And you have the action shots of them smiles, worry, fear, as their canoe tips over.
It's just
All in 4K.
Yeah, all in
Or is it
4K.
3K at the time?
I think it was a pretty high end, so I think it was still 4K.
Okay.
I'm gonna find those photos, but it's great because it took in like the action mode, so it was click 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 click, and you can see the expressions changing as the boat's tipping over.
Is it the burst? Like.
Yeah. So it takes up like 50 in a second.
Oh yeah.
We saw a bunch of wildlife. We saw bears. We saw moose. We saw wild cows, which I didn't realize were a thing.
Wild cows?
Wild cows.
Wild horses.
We didn't see any wild horses that far north. But something that was really upsetting is we get around one of these bends of the river, and there's just acres and acres and acres of deforestation.
What the?
With just the stumps left there, and you can tell. I mean, it's so far north. I'm sure I'm not sure if it was a legal contract or not. It didn't look like a tree forest, like a tree farm. Nothing was like a rows. It was all scattered, and you have other foliage and stuff. So I'm pretty sure it was probably illegal lumbering, but you just have like a couple square miles of just empty forest with like.
That's a lot of trees, bro.
Yeah, I'm
That's
sure
a lot
someone
of
made
trees.
good money off it, but deforest the hell out of that area. That was really sad to see because I'd seen all this beauty on the strip, and then you kind of hit in the face by this reality of man's greed and neglect on our world. Also, something we do when me and my friends went camping is we didn't bring our phone. We have the emergency phone, but we don't have like our personal cell phones. So you're not like posting to social media. You're not looking at social media. So you're like really connecting with each other and the environment that you're in, which is one of the best things we did on those trips.
Yeah,
We've done a lot of
that's a
trips.
very good thing to do.
You got sex out there?
No, not with a bunch of dudes.
Oh, I didn't know it was a little bunch of dudes.
No,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, bro.
Yeah,
Jeremy, you've always mentioned backpacking trips, and
I would
you
love
know,
to
I
go with
kind
you,
of,
but I don't think you could.
I'm kind of a pussy.
Yeah,
Okay,
you would
okay,
be
okay,
whining
okay,
and
okay.
bitching the entire time. I would love to
Everyone,
have you
I'll
go
go with
though.
you. I'll go
hey,
with you. I'll do it 1,000
hey,
times.
hey. I would go. I would like to go. I wouldn't be the most happy fellow when it comes to mosquitoes. But it's something that I want to try
Yeah.
and give a chance to be with my friend and to do something new. That doesn't. I mean, that's a trip that doesn't involve technology,
Yeah.
like you said, a deeper connection.
You
I
huge
mean-
connection with the people you're with. It's just
Mhm.
it's kind of like a military. They're put in these hard situations and they bond. It's not obviously not as intense, but you're struggling all day long carrying these heavy backpacks, 20+ miles a day, and you really bond with the people around you. You play hiking games, which are like, so you have the alphabet game. You can pick topics. You can say alphabet game, movies, Tyler, go, and you have to say a movie
A
that starts
movie
with the letter
title with an
A,
A.
and then B,
Okay.
and then C, and then
right.
D, or
And you have to keep
alphabet
continuing. I
game,
like that game.
food, alphabet game, whatever, or then there's just a million different games you can play. Or there's a really fun one that's called Thicket. So you have someone that's it. You're walking down the trail, right? You got your bags on you. Or sorry, this one's Jaguar. So you someone that's the caller, right? That's it at that time, and then you yell Jaguar, and the goal is, so you say Jaguar, and then you count down from 10, and then whoever's the lowest to the ground loses. So you can either take your backpack off and then climb a tree or whatever. The goal is to get off the ground as high as you can within that 10 seconds. And it's a really fun game just to like spice
Sounds
things
hilarious.
up. Sometimes
It's just-
sometimes people will try to climb with their bags on and then not be able to hold for like 30 seconds while everyone's being like calculated
The
as
tree
highest.
just-
And the people just like fall out of the tree on their backs. You got Thicket, which is like a different hiding game. You go run into the forest, yell Thicket, and everyone's trying to get to you without being seen.
Thicket.
We played a lot of fun games out there. Just a lot of bonding, and unfortunately, those people that I did go camping with a lot, they live all over the place. St. Louis, Maine, Florida, just kind of all over. So I don't really.
You're
see
missing
them
one
that
more
often
game, bro.
anymore. Which game?
You're missing one more game. The game called Tickle My Booty.
Tickle your booty? Yeah, I know Jeffrey likes his booty being tickled, so obviously
I
he'd say
know,
something
right?
about it.
Is there something you want to tell us about that you?
Jeffrey, is something you want to get off your chest? This is a safe place.
Oh no, it's because you just with a bunch of men and stuff, so it was like a
We know. We're
a
just
little
telling you.
joke.
We're just letting you know this is a safe place if there's something you want to tell us. Okay.
Yeah, this is a
Oh, I
safe space,
mean,
man.
yeah,
You say whatever
I
you
like
wanna say.
American Muscle shaking my booty, so.
All right, so
Um,
there's a story that Tyler's been wanting to get to. I'll let him intro that.
mhm.
Go ahead, brother.
So we pitched this idea last fall in October, where we said let's go on a trip. Me, Jeremy, Grant, and his fiance. At the time, it was his girlfriend. I said let's go somewhere. I said I'd love to go to Florida, and then Jeremy's like, "What's so funny, you fuckers?"
Grant's reaction.
They know
to
the
that.
story. They know the story.
Continue.
You
Yeah,
good,
I
Manny?
do.
You look like you was about to throw up.
Keep going.
So we're like, let's go somewhere. We're like, okay, why don't we look at Utah? And then Jeremy's like, you know what? I'm gonna choose an Airbnb that just calls to me. He found this Airbnb that has a room with Mickey and Minnie Mouse in it. It had a Star Wars room. It had a queen size bedroom, and it had a king size bedroom with a pool that was enclosed in Florida. So then we decided, let's go to Disney.
So it was 3-bedroom, 3-bath? 3-bedroom.
Wait, let
bath.
Tyler
There
tell
were
the
3
story.
bathrooms. Yes, there were 3
There are 3
bathrooms.
bathrooms.
No. Just guess how much. So we stayed for 8 days. Guess how much the Airbnb was.
Like 350.
No, it was like $250 per night. I
Yeah, it
thought,
was like-
and
it
then
was
I
like
think it was for like a
1,000
total
something.
of yeah.
It was a
I was about to
crazy good deal.
finish.
It was in Orlando.
Yeah.
So like
It was
Okay.
it was just west
Right
of the
right outside, yeah.
Disney area. Yes.
so a crazy good deal. So I'm like, okay, we're going to Disney. Yep. Continue.
You hear me?
Yep, you're good.
Yeah, we can hear you.
So we decided to get tickets to Disney and Universal. At first, it was just 3 of us, 4 of us. And then I said, why don't we bring in another friend? So we brought one of our friends from high school, and his name is Cody. He's a good guy. I think we should have him on the pod very soon.
Oh, for sure.
And so we went on the trip. We got on the plane. Me and Jeremy were making jokes on the plane because we started to get some turbulence, and I look at him and I'm like, he's like, we're going down. I was like,
We're going down.
We're sitting there, we're like, oh.
He really does.
Tyler's stressing out because there's turbulence. I just look at him. We're going down, Tyler. We're going down. This man starts like panicking a little bit.
So we land in Orlando. This motherfucker, Grant over here, is like, I'm not flying, I'm driving. So he drove from Jersey.
And it was perfect because he was able to pick us up. We didn't have to rent a car. So like,
yeah, right. So it
hell
worked.
yeah, heck yes, thank you for doing that.
I'm sorry I didn't pay you for gas that week. I was supposed to. Sorry, I didn't pay for your gas.
You
Wait, no,
guys
I did
really
pay for gas.
should- I don't think you guys. I don't know if you did.
I didn't do
if you
gas
didn't,
because
it
I
didn't
bought
matter.
half the stuff.
Yeah.
Well, you guys still owe
I
him
also
then.
said it didn't matter. I said
I
it
sucked
didn't
his
matter to
dick. We're
begin with.
good.
Yeah, you
Whoa.
did.
These two were mommy and daddy on the trip. They paid for literally
Dude, we
everything.
were balling.
Dude,
out.
we were good, man.
So we stayed in the house for a week. We bought some groceries. We didn't buy very much because, we gave somebody a night to choose where they wanted to eat every night of the week. So we went to Disney and went to the parks and everything, and we had a one-shot D&D session.
Yeah,
where
so
one
I
of our
spent the week
friends-
prior preparing a Dungeons and Dragons campaign for them. I made
You did.
minis, I made maps, I made the story.
He was so happy for it.
I
He
was
was
so
so
excited to do it.
I was fucking excited. This is the most D&D I ever played.
We were
And
so
then-
drunk.
I wasn't.
Dude, there's a
I
lot
wasn't-
of like
I was
things
sober.
flying.
So Cody, who is slightly intoxicated, decides to just have sex with
Right
every
off the
single
bat,
character.
I'm still introing everything in we're still in the tavern, introducing everyone, and
like I just want to do that.
I'm
like,
the dungeon
"What?"
master, and Cody goes, "Can I roll to have sex with them all?" And I'm like, "Yeah, you can try." So he rolls the nat 20, which is like a perfect roll, and then I
Fucking
tell
roll a
everyone
nat
else,
20.
to roll.
I don't know how he did that. That was cheating.
They didn't want to have that happen, of course. So they rolled.
I
for,
swear
like,
he was
resisting.
cheating. I never got any good
And-
rolls.
Cody just straight up forced them all to do this shit.
So
Continue.
that was great. That was a fun thing. And then we hung out in the pool a lot. Well, I personally didn't because I was also there. I was going on a trip the next week after that, so I did have to learn music in my own room, and I did tend to stay away from people a little bit. No, dude, I was learning music for.
No, he was singing
for-
in his room alone.
Absolutely, yeah, he really was.
You can
Yeah.
sing, Tyler?
He's
I-
going.
He's really good. He got his choir got
my
third
chor-
place.
Yep.
His chorus
Yeah,
got
they
third
did.
place nationals.
My barbershop chorus got third place international chorus.
Jeffrey, you look like
this
you're in
past-
jail.
Past July. Yeah, it kind of does.
Got the
Shit.
chain link on his face.
Good lord.
Yeah, you're good. You're fine. You're not,
Anyway,
I got you.
so we we spent time in the pool, and the time that I was out there, we had a bottle of vodka that Cody just hucked into
Yeah,
the
so we
pool.
learned we were drinking in the hot tub, right? And there's a full bottle of vodka. So we learned a new party trick. If you have vodka's heavier than water, obviously it makes sense. And he just yeeted it into the water of the pool, and it
Just
lands straight up at the bottom of the pool. So then we do it like 4 more times.
Which
and-
we have video of.
Yeah.
So we did that, and needless to say, I mean, it was a magical trip.
We drank
to
a
spend.
lot.
I
Tyler didn't.
I didn't, but I drank to just to casually,
Responsibly. We were responsible.
yeah,
about it.
responsibly. That's
Social
that's a better-
drinking, social drinking. Okay, social drinking.
Socially, yeah.
Yeah, Grant peed in a trash can.
Yo, Grant.
Decided to go in the.
You know what happens to quiet guys when they get pissed?
It's okay. You can cut it out.
Yeah, like, you can cut this if you want. But so so we had a great time. Grant had to leave a little bit earlier, so he didn't get to go with us to the last park. So, but Jeremy and I and Cody got to take pictures in front of the castle, and we got to see the fireworks show. That was pretty fun. I mean, it was amazingly ironic for me because, well, last year I was a guest there, and all of a sudden I was doing a professional internship there.
Yeah.
Like,
He spent his
it's
last 7 months
crazy.
at Disney working.
Yeah, right. So it was amazing to been able to do that with friends, and then to go and work. And that's what I want to do with my life. I want to work for that company and be a musician there. I don't say that with very much shyness, because I'm going to do it. I have that mentality, and I will continue to have that mentality because I believe in what I want to do, and that's where dreams come true. So I don't speak for the company. These are my own personal thoughts and feelings, but that's where dreams are made. So that's what I want to do, and trip was fantastic, and I'm sure there are many more trips to come with these boys, especially with Grant and
We had a lot
Jeremy
of fun.
and,
We are
and
planning
Cody.
to have another trip, hopefully this
Hopefully,
upcoming year.
Oh,
Maybe somewhere
Grant,
in
you
the
went live?
mountains.
Yeah, all my vacation time's back.
You went live, Grant? Huh? Yeah.
Is he streaming this?
yeah, it was scary
you
meeting
son
Grant
of a
in
bitch.
person. Honestly, he was really lanky though, lean and lanky boy.
Yeah.
You're much shorter than I thought you were going to be. That's what I will say. You're much shorter than I thought you were going to be.
Oh, thanks.
But
What are you
I
talking about?
mean
He's
it
like
in a good way.
6'1".
No, I mean I know, but it looks like on camera, like he.
Yo,
like, right
so
now.
so up until then, none of us had met. Like Tyler and I.
Yeah,
in
we've
person,
only been playing
but-
games for like 2 years before we physically
Yeah,
got
we've
to
been playing
meet.
games for 2 years before we met. And
Yeah.
it was really surreal walking out of the airport and seeing this tall, handsome man looking at me. But yeah, it was really weird. But he was really friendly, and obviously
He's not talking
it
about
went
you, by the way.
well. Obviously, it went
We
well
got in it.
because we're still hanging
Yeah, we're
out.
talking about Cole. We're not talking
We're
about
still
Grant. We're
kicking,
talking about
boys.
Cole.
I love that when we
I was
got
so
in the
happy to see them
car.
all.
Well, yeah, I gave him the biggest hug when I first saw him. I
Yeah,
loved
good.
that.
I was so happy you did.
Yeah, I was so happy to see you, my friend. But the best part was we all got in the car and just like when we first met, and like we did not say a word. We're just like,
What if a kid was there?
Awkward.
who's gonna break the ice?
I thought I did.
I don't know.
You
Yeah,
guys
did.
you should have hit it with the Beavis butthead. I like pee pee caca in my butt.
Good lord.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I think you like BB Kaka in your bunghole, my good
In
sir.
my bunghole.
So, the funniest thing about that trip too is the night before. It's 3:00 in the morning, and I'm like, oh, I gotta get up soon.
couldn't sleep.
And because I was trying to go to sleep, and all of a sudden I get a
He
call.
was nervous to meet me.
It's 3:00, and I go, hello, and he's like, and Jeremy's like, it's time, get your ass out of bed. I'm like, dude, we don't have to
I'm
go for another half hour. He's like, dude, let's go, man. It's trip time. Let's go. I'm like, all right, I'm not gonna sleep then. And then I was like
He
dozing
falls
off. He's
asleep.
like, get up. I'm like,
Yeah, because
oh
we
my
carpooled
gosh.
to the airport, and the
Yeah.
flight was pretty early, so and I like being at the airport 2 hours before the flight, at
Too.
least.
Yep.
'Cause that's
At
what
least 2
responsible-
hours.
That's what responsible people do.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds like a low blow.
We'll talk. I mean, I have another trip experience that I can talk about another time. Because that was a whole nother thing. However, we are coming close to an end here, so I think that it is in the best interest that we go into the segment that I have next for us. So one of our lovely viewers has asked us. Yeah, they wrote letters. They wrote in, guys. They wrote letters and they wrote emails.
Yo, bro,
It
you
was
sound
so
like one of
amazing.
those guys on those podcasts. Oh my god, we did it! We got it! Here we go!
So one of our viewers asked us if we could talk about microeconomics and Valorant.
Valorant. Yep.
So quickly,
we have
we'll just
some-
brief on Valorant real quick here.
Yeah.
Who plays Valorant? Okay, he's played. I've played a little bit of Valorant. I'm not a huge fan of like the CS:GO Valorant style gameplay. I mean, obviously it's competitive and that's fun.
Yeah,
But there's just not enough depth
Me
to the
neither.
game for me.
I agree.
so I don't really play it too often. I know my brother
I
plays
rarely play it
Valorant a
now.
lot with his friends.
Well,
They're
it's
pretty
also can
good.
be the environments. In my opinion, the environment of the game overall has gotten toxic. Play.
Oh yeah, it's just like a lot of the overly competitive games.
Yeah,
People are way too toxic in it. It's a really cool
yeah,
game.
it is.
If
The
you know what
characters are
you're
fun,
doing,
and they have a
characters
bunch
are
of new
fun.
characters and stuff they dropped
But
with
it's just
way
not.
more different
It's not
abilities.
the game for me. So yeah. So
No,
this
and I'm right there with Jeremy.
this viewer also has to talk about microeconomics. So who here
Microeconomics.
knows what microeconomics even are? Not Tyler. Manny, you don't?
No.
Right, so it's a part of economics that's concerned with like a single factor, right? So yeah, your economy, right? So your economy is, say, the United States economy. So you got all these different things feeding into it. So microeconomics are individual factors. So you have your housing market, that individual piece of the economy is a microeconomic. You have tech, you have food, you have all this stuff. So I'm pretty sure what they wanted to talk about. I don't know if they wanted to talk about inflation and how each one of these are getting
I was gonna say
affected.
because do we know his? We gotta get his tag and ask him to ask us specifically what microeconomics
Well,
he wants us to
I'll
give a
add him
little
in
bit on.
this.
Yeah.
And just little pointers to anyone out there who's waiting for the housing market to crash to buy a house. That's not gonna work. They know that you want to do that, and they're not gonna let you because they'll lose money overall. So I know Wells Fargo, which did
Oh yeah.
2/3 of all mortgages.
Yep.
They're no longer giving
Wells
mortgages.
Fargo is crazy. Nope.
They are no longer giving mortgages to people because of where the economy's at. And most of the economy that's affected like this is still left over from COVID. You know, a lot of people blame people. It's really nothing you can do when you have a complete halt of production. You're gonna see lasting effects from it for a while.
Absolutely.
And it's no one person or one party's fault. There's nothing you can do to the entire globe shutting down for 2 years. You're just gonna in order
No,
to
no one
survive those
ever
2
planned for
years,
that.
you need stuff to
Just-
happen.
Just do what typical victims do. Blame the government.
Blame everyone else.
Blame everyone else.
But so people that are waiting for the housing market to crash so you can buy a house. Yeah, the housing market probably will crash here within the next year or two. But you're not gonna be able to get unless you have money to pay for the entire house. You're not gonna be able to buy a house. Because
The
it's
housing
just
market's
not.
really bad.
The house market is bad.
It
Everything's way
is.
overinflated.
Yeah.
My dad will
know.
tell you.
I know my
dad's
house
a
has gone
realtor.
up 80,000 in the last the value has gone up like 80 or something thousand in the last few months, which is wild. It should not be going up that quick. I mean, it's nice, you know.
Yeah.
Except for the fact that I have to pay more taxes.
Yep.
Yeah, I was gonna. I
Yeah.
would like to. I'm gonna say this is even though it's personal information. I will say this though. Where I live right now, 2 bedrooms for $1,900, and it's not even worth that. It's worth like 1,100 maybe at most.
Dude, I got a 1-bedroom
1,000.
for 1,900.
Look, bro, what the fuck? Yeah,
so
that's what's crazy, bro.
These two live in one of the higher areas. I think where we're at, Tyler, like a 2-bedroom is gonna be going about $1,800. 1 bedroom is gonna be 14 to 15. It's not.
All right.
It's not really too bad.
What's the square footage? The
900.
standard 850. 9. Okay.
I know there's a new apartment development opening up in the town next to where Tyler and I used to work. 2 big buildings are being put up right now.
Okay.
And they're all
Condos?
listed. No, there's some more apartment based. I think someone. I'm not sure if they're a condo or apartment, but they're for rent. So either way.
Okay, gotcha.
Okay.
And the price is pretty reasonable. I think because they're flooding so much into the market in our area right now. There's so much growth where we live. Things are staying pretty reasonable overall. I know a lot of like East Coast and West Coast. They've built a lot of stuff really quickly, so there's not too much good land to expand on. So things are being built slower and slower. So that's going to cause your prices to go up as well.
Yeah.
So if there's enough growth in your area, you can see some pretty good prices still. It depends on how much builders are building, you know?
Yeah.
Supply and demand.
which is
Fair
not a
enough.
lot right
Food's
now.
gone up crazy too.
Yeah.
I know my
Oh,
my
hell
grocery
yeah,
bill
bro.
has gone up 150 at least in the last year.
Yeah, it's crazy,
At
crazy.
least.
Same thing with gas too. It's just, well, gas
Gas is
has
starting
been
to go back down
substantial.
slowly.
Very
A little
slowly.
bit.
Very slowly.
Very slowly.
I got gas for $3.49 in Andover, Jeremy.
That's not bad.
That's how it is here. That's how much gas is over here, regular. It's like
Right
340.
now it's $3.89 where I live. $3.89 where I live. It was
Damn.
40 cents cheaper about 45 minutes from where I live.
What the fuck?
It's almost worth driving to fill your tank.
Literally, dude. Saved so much money on that. So
Yeah. Well, when you
Yeah.
Tyler drives through my town, you should fill up here because it's 20 cents cheaper. where
Oh
I
yeah,
live.
it's cheaper there too. It's what, 360, 359?
Yeah, 359 last time I checked.
Yep. Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I think we had a really good conversation today about a
really
lot of
enjoyed
different
today, yeah.
things.
It was a lot. It
This
was a
is-
lot more put together than our last 2 episodes. I feel.
Sure.
And I really enjoyed
100%.
talking to you guys.
We're,
Thank you guys.
we're starting to
thank
get
you
the feel of
viewers.
it now.
Yeah, we're starting to just figure out what we're doing, which is nice. Thank you, viewers, for watching this far. If you have, please like, comment, subscribe, whatever it is. We really
Yeah,
do
I
appreciate it.
follow.
We are trying to build ourselves up here. And any feedback you guys may have, something you want us to talk about, or anything like that, we really would appreciate it. Because we do want to talk about what people want to hear about. You know, we're just 5 guys who have pretty similar interests, so to get an outside view, that'd be cool.
I love everyone. I love you all. I love my friends.
I love you too, Papi.
Daddy.
Whoever, I think it's Joe S or something like that. Whoever made that comment and asked us to talk about something, thank you very much. You did what I've only been wanting from the very beginning of this entire project. So again, continue to do so, even if it's 1 or if it's 30. Okay, because it makes my day, and it's only contributing to the growth and love for everyone.
Yeah, I got really
Helps out,
excited
man.
seeing people wanted to
Yeah,
talk about stuff too.
I was
Yeah.
super psyched about that.
Just keep sharing our content too, if you guys don't mind. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank
Can I
you guys
say
so much
one thing?
for watching.
Don't be
Can I
this far.
shy about
You guys
it.
have a
Can I
good.
Don't be shy
Good time.
now.
Manny, it looked like you
All
picked
right.
your
Thanks,
nose
guys.
and
We'll
ate
see
it.
you, boys.
All right, and we're out.
All right, gentlemen.
Join us next time as we continue to explore thought-provoking discussions, inspiring growth, and celebrating the power of ideas. Thank you.